Jerry Seinfeld spent over $1.4 million building a custom garage to house his massive car collection, complete with a dedicated team to maintain it. And today, we're here to explore what exactly is inside. With over 150 cars, including around 43 Porsches, his collection features some truly remarkable vehicles, one of which is valued at over $20 million. Let's dive in. Number 10. 1986 Porsche 959. The story of Jerry Seinfeld's 1986 Porsche 959 is quite interesting. Developed to push the limits of engineering, the 959 was Porsche's answer to the future of supercars. With its twin turbocharged 2.8-liter flat-six engine producing 444 horsepower, it could hit 60 miles per hour in just 3.6 seconds. At the time, it was the fastest street-legal car, boasting a top speed of 211 miles per hour. However, US regulations prevented it from being driven on public roads. Only 337 units were produced, with a rumored 8 more assembled from spare parts. It was the first production car with electronically controlled all-wheel drive and variable dampers. The car was priced at $225,000 back then. Seinfeld's white 959 and reportedly cost him $700,000, a huge amount for a car he couldn't legally drive on US streets. But today, it's worth $1 million. For someone with a deep love for Porsche, could it really be any other way? Number 9. 1988 Porsche 959 Sport. The 1988 Porsche 959 Sport, a $2.5 million hypercar, is known as the first consumer car to break 200 miles per hour. This car wasn't just fast, it was groundbreaking. It had larger turbochargers than the standard 959 and showed the world what Porsche was capable of, influencing modern Porsche designs. With only 29 units ever built, including one of Jerry's, it's powered by a 2.8-liter twin turbocharged flat-six engine that produces intense 508 horsepower. Jerry reportedly paid $700,000 for this car, which is now worth nearly 4 times that. In Jerry's words, his obsession with Porsche isn't just about the speed, but the artistry. "To me, Porsche is the essence of everything a car should be," he once said. Number 8. 1960 Porsche 356B Carrera GTL Abarth. Seinfeld, who is so obsessed with Porsches that his massive garage, mostly filled with them, requires an elevator, had to own Porsche's racing history. Jerry Seinfeld owns all the rare Porsches, that's not even a question anymore. But his 1960 Porsche 356B Carrera GTL Abarth? That's on another level, only 20 exist. It was Porsche's answer when competitors started closing in. In 1959, they turned to Carlo Abarth, the Italian genius behind Fiat's race cars, to rework the 356 into something lighter, faster, and more aerodynamic. And trust me when I say that this redesign was a race-winning weapon. With its 1.6-liter Fuhrmann 4-cam engine pushing 135 horsepower, it dominated. The 356B Abarth won the 1960 Targa Florio Nürburgring 1,000 kilometers and even took a class victory at Le Mans, hitting 138 miles per hour down the Mulsanne Straight. Seinfeld also owns a 2004 Porsche Carrera GT worth $2 million, but the Abarth's unique Italian-inspired body makes it stand out even in Seinfeld's insane garage, one that's larger than most people's entire house. After all, this isn't just another rare Porsche, it's a $3.5 million piece of Porsche's racing evolution built to win. Number 7. 1970 Porsche 908-03 Spyder. Next is the car that many people describe as Hot Wheels gone big. Only 13 of these exist, and Jerry Seinfeld owns one. The 1970 Porsche 908-03 Spyder, worth $5 million, was built specifically for the Nürburgring 1,000 kilometers and Targa Florio endurance races. It could hit 180 miles per hour and sustain that speed for hours. Designed for extreme agility, it had perfect weight distribution, 45-55, and an unusual 30 centimeters front overhang. Interestingly, test drivers called it the VW bus because of its upright seating and forward pedal placement, until they saw their lap times improve. Seinfeld considers this his most treasured possession, and to mark its legacy, he even commissioned a custom one-off Porsche 718 Spyder in matching Gulf racing livery. He also owned a 1955 Porsche 550 Spyder, a 1973 Porsche 9.1 7/30 Can-Am Spyder, a 1960 Porsche 356B Carrera GTL Abarth worth $3.5 million, and many other Porsches, all of which were sold for $22 million in 2016. Number 6. 1975 Porsche 935. His 1975 Porsche 935 is worth $5 million. It's so rare that only 2 Porsche 935s were ever made, and Jerry owns the very first one. The 935 is a racing legend, a modified Porsche 911 that dominated tracks worldwide, winning 123 out of 370 races it competed in, including the 1979 Le Mans. Owning this car put Seinfeld in the company of motorsport greatness. Jerry's love for Porsche is no secret, but do you know which car he absolutely hates? Lexus. In his words, Lexus perfected the idea of a coffin on wheels, and their cars make him very upset and angry. He's even criticized their logo. Once, while filming with Jay Leno, a Lexus pulled up next to them and blew its engine, proving Jerry's point right on the spot. Number 5. 1953 Porsche 550 Prototype. The 1953 Porsche 550 Prototype was Porsche's first race car with a mid-engine layout inspired by Gluckler Specials. The Porsche 550 was already a race-winning machine, but the prototype version, even rarer. Built to dominate races, it didn't just compete, it won right from the start. It debuted at Nürburgring, winning its class, and later competed at Le Mans and the Carrera Panamericana, taking first in the 1500cc class. One of the 2 coupe versions, 550-03, was later restored by Cavalieri Restorations for Jerry Seinfeld, debuting in 2011 after a 5-year restoration, with its original handmade aluminum body and Dunlop racing tires. Imagine what a flex it is to own a car that is not only worth $8 million now, but was also the foundation for Porsche's future dominance on the track. Without it, some of the most legendary models wouldn't exist. Number 4. Porsche 917K Kurzheck. Jerry Seinfeld owns an over $20 million car that Steve McQueen drove. It's the Porsche 917K, the same Gulf-liveried beast from the 1971 film Le Mans. Now this one can hit 0 to 62 miles per hour in just 2.7 seconds with its 580 horsepower flat 12 engine. Originally bought by McQueen's Solar Productions in 1970, it passed through the hands of legendary racers like Reinhold Jost and Richard Atwood before landing in Seinfeld's collection. He's showcased it at events like Pebble Beach and Monterey Historics, proving it's more than just a garage queen. Fully restored in August 2024, this 917K is now headed to auction at Meckham's Kissimmee event on January 18th, where it's expected to break records, undoubtedly. With its racing pedigree, Hollywood legacy, and celebrity ownership, this car won't just sell, but will make history. Number 3. Porsche 911. As mentioned earlier, Seinfeld has an extensive Porsche 911 collection, valued between $400,000 and $5 million per car. His passion for the iconic sports car began on January 20th, 1988, when he purchased his very first 911, a sleek black Carrera, which still holds a special place in his garage today. Seinfeld's collection boasts some of the rarest and most historically significant 911s ever produced. Among them is the 1964 Porsche 911, a true legend as the very first production model, valued at $5 million. Another standout is the 1970 Porsche 911S, originally built for the son of Porsche's founder and later meticulously restored before landing in Seinfeld's hands. This car is estimated to be worth $400,000. Meanwhile, his 1999 Porsche 911 Classic Club Coupe set a record for the most expensive 996 generation car ever sold, fetching $1.3 million, though it is currently valued at $1 million. His collection doesn't stop there. He also owns a 1994 Porsche 911 Turbo S, valued at $800,000, and a 2016 Porsche 911R worth $600,000, among many others. Beyond these intense price tags, these cars represent decades of Porsche excellence. with the 911 winning prestigious races like the Targa Florio, 24 Hours of Daytona, and 24 Hours of Le Mans. In 2023, Seinfeld successfully bid $1.95 million for a one-off Porsche 996 911 Classic Club Coupe. With such a remarkable lineup, it's clear that Seinfeld's devotion to Porsche goes beyond mere ownership. Number 2. 1976 Lamborghini Countach LP 400. It would be impractical to review each vehicle here, especially since Seinfeld has kept his personal collection, well, personal. But other than his Porsches, let's review 3 more of his cars that undoubtedly deserve the limelight. The 1976 Lamborghini Countach LP 400, valued at over $1 million, is an iconic Italian wedge finished in Tahiti blue, boasting a 3.9-litre V12 engine delivering 375 horsepower and 269 pound-feet of torque, paired with a 5-speed manual transmission. Notably, Seinfeld featured this very car in an episode of Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee with Jim Carrey. Lamborghini made only 1,983 units from 1974 to 1990, making it rare. In 2022, the Countach returned with a classic look and modern hybrid tech. Seinfeld also owns a 1969 Lamborghini Miura P 400S, valued at around $1,500,000. After all, what else do you expect from a guy who taught his daughter to drive in a Land Rover Defender? Number 1. 1957 BMW 507 Series 2. On his television show Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, Jerry again featured his car, but this time it was his 1957 BMW 507 Series 2. The renowned automobile designer Albrecht von Goertz was behind the creation of this BMW 507. Initially, it was intended for mass export to the United States, aiming to fill the gap between high-end performance vehicles and more affordable sports cars. However, due to high production costs, BMW was unable to sell it at a competitive price, resulting in only 252 units being manufactured. 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Gullwing. Seinfeld once called the 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Gullwing as perfect as it gets when it comes to classic cars. This iconic roadster, known for its racing pedigree, was the fastest production car of its era. Its design is so timeless that it even appears as a vehicle in Mario Kart 8. Seinfeld's personal 300 SL, with an estimated auction value of $6.82 million, features a sleek white exterior, a matching tan and beige interior, and immaculate white wheel caps. Besides these, Jerry Seinfeld also owns a 1963 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray, Austin Healey 3000 Mark III, Morgan Plus 4, Jaguar XKE Series 2 E-Type, and many more. Do you know other cars in his collection? Let us know in the comments. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on fascinating videos like this.